Welcome to FutureWise Energy. I'm Mark Roach, and today I want to share a vision for building oil and gas fortunes in U.S. oil and gas, not through speculation, but through disciplined application of artificial intelligence, use of data, as well as decades of hard-earned wisdom. The upstream oil and gas industry stands at a critical juncture today, shaped by consolidation trends, technological evolution, and emerging challenges. At FutureWise Energy, we're here to steer again through the unknowns, drawing on extensive experience with my teams and partners in oil and gas field operations, economics and formation evaluation, geoscience, mergers and acquisitions, all of these spanning across Europe, Asia, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Middle East, South and Central America, not to mention most every North American basin. Now, the Permian Basin, America's most prolific oil region, has driven a remarkable wave of M&A activity recently. In 2024, upstream oil and gas deals in the U.S. reached $105 billion, with the Permian accounting for over 40% of that value in the fourth quarter, according to Enverus Intelligence Research. This follows a record $192 billion in 2023, propelled by transactions like ExxonMobil's $64.5 billion acquisition of Pioneer Natural Resources and Diamondback Energy's $26 billion purchase of Endeavor Energy. These numbers reflect a strategic imperative. Larger operators are consolidating to achieve scale and secure premium acreage. What's fueling this trend? Strategic necessity. Amid shifting realities, the median deal size in the Permian Basin has soared to $4.5 billion over the past year, up from $475 million the year prior, with median acreage purchased rising nearly fivefold to 94,000 net acres. Prices per net acre have increased 58% year over year, underscoring the value of high-quality drilling locations capable of delivering returns perhaps even below $40 per barrel. Yet, as the Wall Street Journal recently noted, the Permian's running room may be slowing. Smaller initial production rates from new horizontal shale wells and the possibility that lower caliber shale reserves are now being tapped after the best were harvested over the past 8 years suggest the potential for this basin maturing again. This, coupled with uncertainty around U.S. energy policies and global uncertainties around oil, our exports, Europe, Russia, the Middle East, introduces a lot of complexity that demands foresight. Opportunities persist, however, particularly for smaller producers and acreage holders positioned for aggregation by offset larger operators. Now, my journey in this industry began in the 1980s, migrating production clerk hand-tabulated ledgers into systems that we could use for engineering and geology and making decisions. Then to personal computers and migrating mainframe data into them to working data sets. I worked on Cray computers at Mobil back in the day, organizing time and depth-dependent as well as location-dependent data sets to visualize historical trends, geologic structures, and drainage patterns. In the mid-'80s, I had the chance to integrate geophone sensors with pump rate and pressure data from hydraulic fracture treatments to map fracture dimensions in real time. Then, back in the day, it was exciting to be writing basic code to create bubble maps to bring clarity to complex field performance. Later, streamlined pressure transient analysis calculations done by computers replaced cumbersome mathematical lookup tables and these huge volumes of mathematical formulas and impossible to do by hand, like Eichert functions and Fourier transforms. Putting those onto the computer and applying that technology unlocked practical insights into well performance, into reservoir simulation, and evaluating reserves, which were so time-consuming and labor-intensive and expensive when performed manually. Technology opened up creativity and thinking outside the box, and which really became the norm, as we've seen over the years, to pioneer what's possible rather than living with the old limitations of these old ways of operating and approaching operations and business. So by the 1990s, I was leading projects with desktop systems like production analyst, PA, oil field manager, OFM, and the diagnostic surveillance system, DSS. Tools that became the backbone of my workshops that I was conducting worldwide. I trained several hundred, if not thousands, of engineers and geoscientists to maximize the application of their intelligence on their data sets by showing them how to use these tools on their data sets to aggregate all of that data, compile it, and put it together in one system in a principle that was I later applied in investment banking to optimize workflows for teams that were supporting clients for A&D and M&A. And over a decade ago, I was fortunate to form teams that closed three-quarters of our deals that we were engaged on. So we closed over 275 successful transactions of U.S. upstream assets, which back in the day totaled more than $7 billion at that time. All that without AI. But taking expert systems and doing the heavy lifting to the next level. At that time, it seemed like we were refining the art of valuation, of communicating, building stories around data sets quickly, and helping the industry with their aggregation and basically the distribution of assets to the appropriate level at that time, all in A&D and M&A, as well as while there was an ongoing shale trend that was being improved technically, and as well as using hydraulic fracturing that has changed the game totally. Now, today, the stakes are even higher as the U.S. has become a bigger force in the world energy fossil fuel scheme because we've determined we've claimed our own energy independence. And now we're not as dependent upon foreign oil to meet our immediate needs. Of course, there is a move toward more renewable and energy or environmentally friendly means of supporting our lifestyles. That's going to take time. But artificial intelligence holds immense potential as to how we transform and respond and extract value from these data sets that we've gathered around oil and gas. Drilling records, completion logs, production metrics, geologic surveys, financial transactions, and more. Yet, I found that even the most advanced AI systems today that I've been using lack access to the data sets that are really required to address and come up with effective solutions. The questions that we're asking in the upstream industry and across the board in terms of providing energy to the consumers and supporting our lifestyle have nuanced questions that we face, especially as these well productivity trends are shifting. This is where FutureWise Energy excels. We combine cutting edge AI with proprietary insights of comprehensive data resources. I've cultivated over decades of delivering actionable intelligence where others have failed. And so consider the consolidation trend in the Permian. Recently, I started working with RexTag's Tyler Reitmeyer, and we developed a methodology to identify small to mid-sized operators and acreage holders who are ripe for aggregation by their larger neighbors. Now, AI is a powerful but useless without practical methodology, or just as important, without real data that's required to feed and inform the framework of the strategic opportunity investigation. In 2023, private equity exits in the Permian hit a 5-year high of $30 billion with deals like Occidental's $12 billion acquisition of CrownRock, highlighting the value of strategic positioning. The approach provides a panoramic view assessing not just the immediate value of these assets, but their long-term potential within a larger operator's portfolio. Even as the Wall Street Journal warns of diminishing returns from new wells, for small operators, this means a clearer understanding of their options and valuation. For larger firms, it's a roadmap to optimize regional aggregation with foresight and precision, navigating both geologic and policy uncertainties. The Permian's dominance remains formidable. The U.S. Energy Information Administration, EIA, forecasts crude oil production in the region will reach 6.6 million barrels per day by the end of 2025, fueled by productivity gains and new pipeline capacity. Yet success in this environment demands more than just scale. It requires sophistication. The Wall Street Journal's observations about smaller well IPs and potentially tapped out premium reserves signal that the easy gains may be behind us, while unpredictable U.S. energy price policies add another layer of complexity. At FutureWise Energy, we're committed to applying AI and the best practices to unlock value. Whether you're a small producer exploring your next move or a larger operator refining your acquisition strategy, we're here to partner with you, leveraging data, technology, and global expertise to shape a prosperous future, which is likely to take even more twists and turns as a result of geopolitics and technology. Our energy needs, however, continue to grow, and we're working side by side with alternatives. It's encouraging to see relationships being built across energy sources, grids being stabilized with natural gas supplies and energy storage solutions. The fortunes of tomorrow in U.S. oil and gas will be shaped, no doubt, by a great degree on the foundation of today's data-driven decisions. At FutureWise Energy, we're ready to lead the way. Contact us to explore how we can help you thrive in this dynamic landscape. I'm Mark Roach. Let's build the future together.